Hello and welcome to Not a Father. Today we're going to be discussing the visions of hell as seen by three remarkable and deeply spiritual women: Saint Teresa of Avila, Sister Lucia of Fatima, and Blessed Anne Emmerich. These women all had unique and profound experiences of the spiritual world, and their visions of hell offer insight into the nature of evil and the importance of choosing a life of righteousness. Join us as we delve into the dark and nightmarish visions of hell. Number 1. Saint Teresa of Avila, the great 16th century mystic and doctor of the Church, claims to have had this experience of hell. The entrance seemed to be by a long, narrow pass, like a furnace, very low, dark, and close. The ground seemed to be saturated with water, mere mud, exceedingly foul, sending forth pestilential odors, and covered with loathsome vermin. At the end was a hollow place in the wall, like a closet, and in that I saw myself confined. I felt a fire in my soul. My bodily sufferings were unendurable. I have undergone most painful sufferings in this life, yet all these were as nothing in comparison with what I felt then, especially when I saw that there would be no intermission, nor any end to them. I did not see who it was that tormented me, but I felt myself on fire and torn to pieces, as it seemed to me, and I repeated, this inward fire and despair are the greatest torments of all. I could neither sit nor lie down. There was no room. I was placed as it were in a hole in the wall, and those walls, terrible to look on of themselves, hemmed me on every side. I could not breathe. There was no light, but all was thick darkness. I was so terrified by that vision, and that terror is on me even now while I'm writing, that though it took place nearly 6 years ago, the natural warmth of my body is chilled by fear, even now when I think of it. It was that vision that filled me with a very great distress, which I feel at the sight of so many lost souls, especially of the Lutherans, for they were once members of the Church by baptism, and also gave me the most desires for the salvation of souls, for certainly I believe that, to save even one from those overwhelming torments, I would most willingly endure many deaths. Sister Lucia of Fatima was one of the visionaries of Fatima in the early 20th century, an approved apparition in the Church. As part of that vision, she claims she saw hell. We saw, as it were, a vast sea of fire. Plunged in this fire, we saw the demons and the souls of the damned. The latter were like transparent burning embers, all blackened and burnished bronze, having human forms. They were floating about in that conflagration, now raised in the air by the flames which issued from within themselves, together with great clouds of smoke. Now they fell back on every side like sparks in huge fires, without weight or equilibrium, amid shrieks and groans of pain and despair, which horrified us and made us tremble with fright. It must have been this sight which caused me to cry out, as people say they heard me. The demons were distinguished from the souls of the damned by their terrifying and repellent likeness to frightful and unknown animals, black and transparent like burning coals. Number 3. Blessed Anne Catherine Emmerich lived in the 18th and early 19th centuries in the Holy Roman Empire. She was a mystic who claimed to have had visions of all sorts of spiritual things. Here's an excerpt of one of her visions of hell. The exterior of hell was appalling and frightful. It was an immense, heavy-looking building, and the granite of which it was formed, although black, was a metallic brightness, and the dark and ponderous doors were secured with such terrible bolts that no one could behold them without trembling. Deep groans and cries of despair might be plainly distinguished even while the doors were tightly closed. But oh, who can describe the dreadful yells and shrieks which burst upon the ear when the bolts were unfastened and the doors flung open? And oh, who can depict the melancholy appearance of the inhabitants of this wretched place? All within it is, on the contrary, closed, confused, and crowded. Every object tends to fill the mind with sensations of pain and grief. The marks of the wrath and vengeance of God are visible everywhere. Despair, like a vulture, gnaws every heart, and discord and misery reign. In the city of hell, nothing is to be seen but dismal dungeons, dark caverns, frightful deserts, fetid swamps filled with every imaginable species of poisonous and disgusting reptile. In hell, perpetual scenes of wretched discord, and every species of sin and corruption, either under the most horrible forms imaginable, or represented by different kinds of dreadful torments. All in this dreary abode tends to fill the mind with horror. Not a word of comfort is heard, or a consoling idea admitted. The one tremendous thought that the justice of all-powerful God inflicts on the damned nothing but what they have fully deserved is the absorbing, tremendous conviction which weighs down each heart. Vice appears in its own grim, disgusting colors, being stripped of the mask under which it is hidden in this world, and the infernal viper is seen devouring those who have cherished or fostered it here below. In a word, hell is the temple of anguish and despair. Thank you for watching our video on the visions of hell as seen by Saint Teresa, Blessed Anne, and Sister Lucia. We hope it doesn't give your nightmares nightmares. Thank you again for watching, and God bless. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and check out the video on your screen for more of my content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching Not a Father.